This is Peggy Merkur. I'm sitting at TEIKEI Coffees. And this is a place in Hamburg. We are located in the Marktstraße. And in the background you can hear the voice and the noise of the visitors. You listen to coffee. And we are able now to talk to Hermann, who has founded this one and who can tell us all the details about the TEIKEI concept. It is about community-supported coffee and even more than that. Hey, Hermann, how are you doing?
Yeah, nice. Thank you for this invitation and nice to meet you here in the cafe. So I'm the founder of TEIKEI Coffee. We try to work in small companies and we try to bring small companies together. And our smallest is the farmer. We have like in this moment 10 to 20 farmers in Mexico, and we bring to each farm a community of coffee drinkers, and they build together a community-supported coffee. That means coffee drinkers, they have to communicate through us. They can communicate with the farmer and ask them, what is your need? What does it cost to produce our nice coffee? So this is the beginning of the project. And yeah, there's so much to tell beside this, because if you have coffee, then of course you have to bring the coffee to Europe or to Germany, in our case to Hamburg. And in the time we explain to farmers how we want to work, they ask us, how can you bring the coffee to Europe? You wouldn't bring it by container, isn't it? I said, what's wrong with the container? I've never heard about another possibility to fly, but this is not an option. And they said to me, no, we heard about cargo sailing ships, small boats, they bring the coffee by sailing boat, and we say, okay, this is a nice option, and we try to find. And the first one we met was Tres Hombres from Amsterdam, and we went, I and my wife with my son, we went there and had the first meeting with the Tres Hombres, but they said, no, Mexico is not our place, but there is another boat, they building the boat, they reconstruct the boat, it's called Avontuur. And okay, then I met the people from the Avontuur, and they said, okay, in 1, 2, 3 years we are ready to do this. And then we started a cooperation with Avontuur.
When was it? Which year?
Yeah, this was in 2016. And the first time the Avontuur brought coffee from there was in 2017. But we, as a small starting project, we just had 1,000 kilo to carry. We started actually with 30 kilo in my hand case from the airplane when I came back from there. And then we started with 30 kilo. But then very fast, the people, they liked the project, they liked the coffee, and we had to organize 1,000 kilo, but 1,000 kilo is not enough for the Timber Coast, for the Avontuur to search for a port. Everything is too expensive. So the first year in 2017 there wasn't our coffee on board, but then in 2018 we already could organize 10 tons, 10,000 kilo. So this was enough for the Timber Coast, and then in 2019 we carried 20,000, and this year the boat just arrived with 30,000 kilo on board, and yeah, we are very happy.
Yeah, I was on the ship and taking care for the cargo as well, and it was really impressive because we have the corona crisis. We were sailing under global lockdown. We have received a very nice video from the coffee producers in Mexico, and when we were in the industrial harbor, it reached us. You know, we were sailing for months without going ashore. We were not allowed to go ashore in Mexico, but we have received a message of hope, and we had even more the contact to the cargo and got a little bit more about the idea. But what is the actually idea about TEIKEI, and what does TEIKEI mean?
So TEIKEI is a Japanese word and means work together. And TEIKEI is in the same moment the biggest CSA network worldwide. In Japan, they have 20 million members. This is a fifth of the population of Japan. And we chose the name TEIKEI because we didn't want again choose an English word for our project. We want to include also the Asian part. And then we found out that the indigenous people, they use the same word, they called it teikyo in their region. So in their language, teikyo means also work together. They use it when they fix the street together or fix common buildings or whatever. So this is the meaning, and it works like this, as I said in the beginning, in a CSA, community-supported agriculture style, that we don't ask any longer for the coffee price. The coffee price is made on the Wall Street and has nothing to do with the real need and the real work of the farmers. So we ask the farmer, how much do you need? How much does it cost for your family, for your investment? What do you need really per year? And he has to do a calculation about this, and then he must also declare how much families you can receive to grow the coffee for these families. This is more or less spent on the size of the farm, 200, 300 families, and this 200, 300 families we bring together and we build a community with this amount of families, and we bring them together with one coffee farmer. This is our goal. So the real situation now is we building up this project. This is a lot of work, and we have to take care not only of the farmers, we also have to take care of the boat, because the boat also needs a certain amount of coffee that the boat can run. So that means for our boat now we need 100 tons. This is more or less 100, 200 farmers we have to bring together. And yeah, this is a big project, big idea to come to find out a new style of economy. This is the goal, what we want to show, that a new economy also can work. And this new kind of economy means we have to sit together on the table, the sailor, the farmer, the roaster, the coffee drinker, and everybody has to declare their need, and we have to find the right price for what we are doing and what we can give for this. So this is kind of a paradigm change in your mind. You need to really to step out from the prices you see in the supermarket or on the website. You have to look what does a sailor need, what does a farmer need, what does a roaster need, and this is what we are working on.
How successful is it in your opinion? What do you think? What ideas are you about to create, and what do you wish for? What is behind that?
Yeah, we want to actually to change a whole valley in Mexico. This is 2,000, 3,000 families, farmers who grow coffee. And we want to show through this that we really can make a change in the economy, and we can also come closer to a real fair trade project, that we really can pay not a fair price, we call it the right price, because to be fair means always they need us, but actually we need them, because without them we wouldn't have this beautiful coffee. So we have to work on many layers to really make a change. Also, that actually the best would be that the farmers have their own cafes here in Hamburg, in Germany, and they sell the coffee. Not we buy the coffee from them and we make the good money out of this. It should be the other way around. So this is just an idea. I mean, this is not realistic, but just to understand that we really have to think from another perspective as well. And if you ever go to the farmers and see the situation there, the beauty of the landscape and everything, and this makes a big difference. And also, if you see the living situation, the poorness of the families, they are working for a very high-end product and don't get the right money for this, and this we want to change.
Wow, this is a big project, and I'm seeing you with your glasses. You're looking right into my eyes. The hair is great, the face is smiling, and it is a lot of experience behind that, a lot of life experience. You have been to these places both together, is that right? To Mexico, I mean.
Yeah.
May you describe how it was for you, what kind of impressions you had when you were in Mexico about the place, the feelings, maybe the smell? What was the landscape about?
Well, I have been in Mexico together with Hermann twice by now. And the first time we only had a very shortly visit in 2 coffee farmers. Another one different from we are talking about the valley. No? And then second time we were visiting our farmers in the region called Oaxaca. Yeah, the second time was more real smell from our coffee farmer, and I had this feeling in my heart. Yeah, the very impressive one first came through. It was very, very difficult to reach the place.
Why?
It's in a very mountainous, in a very deep mountainous place, and we drove from Mexico City to there. It took, I think, 14 hours, almost 12 to 14 hours by car, and I had a really problem with my situation. It was very far and a very tough way of driving. So yeah, that was the first very direct impression. So it's not an easy life, not because I can see that from how the traffic it is. Yeah, and I could imagine if the farmer has to manage all the things, or for example, bring all the harvest by themselves to get some money somehow, it should be a big, big challenge. So that's why they need help, so obviously. And I also see our Mexican partners who work to support the farming on the field. I also see that's exactly the point, which also brings lots of work for the agriculture team. And they visit our farmers several times per year, at least twice. Yeah, it's there. And it's a real thing on the field. I also joined shortly the harvesting, and also together with our agriculture team, and they were detecting the preference from the soil, from the situation of the coffee trees, and they were helping to guide our farmers how they can make the process better and also include agriculture technique things. Yeah, it's very alive. It was very alive, and it's something there, and it's something is calling, and we can touch the people, not physically, not only the soil, also their heart, their families, the way how they live. Yeah, I think it makes sense to do something.
So you're also in exchange kind of with the families, and you have contact to them?
Well, we too. We only could visit 1 or 2 farmers last time. And our Mexico partner, they work with most of the families. They know personally all the people there. They try to build up the database and how the families are consists of, and how much tons each producer can bring, and which variety of coffee they are planting, and what was the last harvest, and what is this year's harvest, and what could be better next year. Our Mexican agriculture partner, they are doing that.
Who are your local partners to do this kind of research? Who is it and who stands behind that?
So 2016, I present the idea of this project in a conference, and I was telling the audience, actually, I'm searching for a coffee farmer and someone who could give money to start this project. And two fingers rising up. One was Esteban and one was Marcus, a cheap farmer. And he said, I have 10,000 euro, let's try, let's start. And Esteban said, yeah, we have coffee. And Esteban is from Costa Rica and he worked in Mexico. So this was the starting point together with Esteban. And Esteban brought us to his friends. They have a specialty coffee roastery. They only work for the local market. They are not interested in to work with abroad. But when we came there and we explained the idea, they said, wow, this is just what is needed, because the farmers ask us for selling more coffee. They have more than the small roastery can roast. This roastery can roast 50 tons. So the farmer said, okay, if you could help us to let us grow, then this would be nice. And so this was really the right moment and the right place. And since then we became friends. I know now the whole family and the mama, the opa, the oma, and everybody from Esteban, and I'm a part of the family. So this became really friendships, and also with the friends from Esteban. So if you have friends and you be also a friend of the friend, that brought a really good team together. We really trust in and see a really big future together. And the main idea of our partners in Mexico is not to make money or to become a big coffee company. The main idea is to protect the nature, to work with the ideas of forest, of permaculture. So coffee is just a good possibility to work it out, and this is the same for us. Coffee is not our first interest. Our first interest is to show through coffee that we can work differently. And they also see it directly, because if we don't take care together of what we are doing and drinking and eating, this small farmer will die. So what will be left is cheap industrial coffee like we can buy in the big supermarkets, but the small farmers really need another style of economy. And this is the farmer sees, and who is in it, they say, okay, this is the right way to work it out, like we do with TEIKEI.
A personal question: why are you interested in that? I mean, you could just go buy a coffee and don't take care. I mean, you could be also successful here. Why do you care about the people on the other side of the world?
Yeah, this is a good question. I started here in Germany to build up the network of community-supported agriculture called in Germany Solidarische Landwirtschaft. And then I came through my family to Brazil, and I started directly to build up a first farm in Brazil in this style, and then I built up a network for CSA in Brazil, and today we have 200 projects over there. This is all connected with vegetable, bread, cheese, what a local farmer can work it out. And then the question came from the network Germany and the network Brazil, is it also possible to do it with other products, for instance coffee? And this question came 2 times to me, and I felt, okay, this has something to do with me. And I start to plan in 2014. I start the first presentation about this possibility that we can do it also with other things, like coffee or chocolate or whatever.
What is your motivation to take care for your environment? What is the background? You could just live by yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I'm an artist, I'm a sculptor, and I get in the morning the informations about a new art piece, and then I go for it and work it out. And in this moment, it is with a human being that I got these informations. And I mean, I could also say, forget about, and I can let it die, this gift to receive these ideas. But I really love it. I couldn't imagine to work something different. This is the nicest way to live. I meet so many nice people like Peggy, who does the interview, who give me a chance to speak about this, and this is beautiful. And through this I met my lovely wife in China. I was invited for the World Conference of Community Supported Agriculture. This was in Peking in China in 2015. And we met, and she brought me actually to the good coffee, and so the love between us also is deeply connected with coffee. So I get used to watch the sign, what comes from outside to me, and I take it care what the signs bring to me, and then I look, something is not so meaningful, but something is meaningful, and then I go in this direction.
Wow, you find the love of your life through your projects, following your heart, taking care for the environment, for the human beings, for nature. So, what did you do before, and how did you get to the place where you met?
Oh, yeah, I'm a Chinese, and I have lived in China over 40 years. So the year when we met, I met Hermann in Peking. I was studying a special yoga, working together with Chinese medicine idea. I spent less than 1 year there, and at that time, Hermann came to Peking. And yeah, by accident we met. And yeah, actually before that, I have already some years experience about the coffee, specialty coffee, and I studied in South China the specialty coffee things, barista, also the grading knowledge at the year 2015. When our love story started, then I came to Germany, and now I work in TEIKEI more as for the quality controlling team as a coffee cupper, and also I do some part in the daily things like bookkeeping things. Yeah, sometimes as a professional cooker for Hermann too. Yeah, I feel happy to see my position or to see the point at which I could contribute myself somehow in this project. And Hermann takes care of the great view of this great art piece. I'm motivated to take care of the human quality and how can we maintain the really connection between heart to heart. Yeah.
Between heart to heart, oh wow. TEIKEI means not only for a bigger community, also a connection between person to person, and it brings people together. And coffee is not just nice to taste, it's also nice to share. What is your personal wish for the future, or what do you work on for the future for yourself and maybe for TEIKEI? These are two different parts. Maybe you have a wish for the future. What would you like to share, to spread?
For the future? Yeah, I mean, the future is always in front of us, and past is always behind us, and we try really to live in the present, and this is a big challenge. This is the biggest challenge, to live in the present. This is a very small gap between the future and the past. So we try to learn from the past, and we have our vision for the future. And the first steps we did already to support. By now we have 10 farmers. This year comes 10 more, then we have 20 farmers. And this is already enough to build up a TEIKEI roastery. TEIKEI roastery means that also everybody who works in the roastery has to declare what is your need, not how much money can the roaster make. So this is not our point. So this is the step for this year. we will start our own roastery, and for this we need 4,000 households to take part. These 4,000 households would be enough for one roastery, so this is the wish for this year to reach this point, and we already are called to go to Portugal next week, and a group there want to start the same as we do, so we will build up with them the second roastery, TEIKEI roastery in Portugal with the same principles, and then we have two, and in Swiss already started another project, so then we have three roasteries, each one with 50 tons. And a good boat to run successful needs more or less 300 tons, so 3 times bigger than the boat we have now. So this is the goal for the next years, to find like 6 roasteries to fill the boat. But to fill the boat, we need also to carry something to Mexico. So that means we also have to build up projects here in Europe who bring stuff to the other side of the ocean, that the boat doesn't go empty, because this is wasting energy, wasting possibilities. So we already started with TEIKEI olive oil, we started with TEIKEI hemp oil, textile, chili, chocolate, and the goal is to build up a world network what can really show that we can do another globalization, and this is the wider wish for the future. Yeah, this everything comes to us, and important is that we follow our principles. That means we have to be transparent. All the companies who started are not for sale, so we work in a style of an NGO. That there shouldn't be owners, there should be always a group behind, and there shouldn't be a TEIKEI big company. TEIKEI is the principle. The principles are watched by a group in a Swiss foundation. They always take care that we don't leave the principles. So that means this can be a very big project in 10 years. But there is no owner to make a lot of money. This is impossible. If one of the project goes in another direction, then they will lose the name TEIKEI, and then they can be happy with whatever they do. But this is not what we want to work on. So this is my personally wish for the future, to live in the present, to watch in the future, to work it out, to be happy with my wife, also to visit the farmers, and we traveling around the world and we see nice places. We are invited to Bhutan. Bhutan is also interested in to start something in this direction. So this couldn't be better, the life like this, I think.
My future dream, actually I don't have. Yeah, and I totally agree with Hermann's main idea to be happy at the present, in this moment. I think it's the most important thing. And I'm from Buddhist line, and I practice through daily life to train my consciousness. Yeah, by doing, by working, by living. I think it's something I also can call this as a life goal where I want to reach. Actually, there's no big thing waiting for me. Say, okay, Antonia, you must make that. For me, the happiness comes through these very small details in the life, in the work. And the important thing is how we can keep it enough with consciousness, what we are doing.
Thank you, Antonio. There's a last question which switched right into my mind. What means living safe? I mean, the Germans are about that. They want to live safe. They want to have money to put aside. They mostly want to have a house or a car, something which, makes them feel comfortable. What do you think about living in a safe way?
So if you ever heard about Friedrich Schiller, a friend of Goethe, he said we should come to a status that we call our work to play. So if we know how to play like the children, then we become very flexible. This doesn't mean that we doesn't take care of what we are doing. To play can also be schach, xadrez, I don't know in English.
Chess?
Chess, yeah, okay, is a very serious game, or you can see any games. Also, to play an instrument, you must be very serious to become really an artist in this, what you are doing. And this is our goal, to create what we are doing as an artwork. And this is kind of safety moment. I mean, the most safety moment is when you have good farmer beside you, you can trust, and he always will support you. Then this is the community supported agriculture, and we take part here in Hamburg in one of these communities. So whatever happen, the potatoes don't stop to grow, and we always can go there and take our potatoes, because we are one of the group. Yeah, there is no more safety than this. And this group also are people, they help each other. So we have doctors in it, we have dentists in it, but this is not planned. This is just, if you have a safety group, this is the best way. And if we have then sailors we can trust in, and we have coffee farmers on the other side, then we all also can be sure that the coffee will come to us. So whatever happens, maybe we are the last one who has the access to the coffee and the chocolate. And the safety place on the other side is, if you live in the present, then you really know that basic you are working on is safety, because you take care of your next step, and because you are aware of your next step. And you are also connected with a spiritual quality. This comes by themselves, by being in the present, and through these two parts, two sides, there is always safety feeling.
Peggy, actually, you are the right person to tell what's live safety. Because go sailing, I think this is the best way to check where's the limit of each one's security need. And you have experienced that. You have the better right to tell.
Yeah, we did the sailing, and the best way I've learned so far on the ship, and I will always rely on, is to have a community you can trust, to have a community who knows about your strength, a community who sees you. If I would be alone on a sailing vessel, I would die. If I have a community which supports me, where I can work together with, we can move things, we can be safe. And even if I have accidents, the community supports me. So no matter what, if I would be alone, I would have no chance. If I would not be able to live in the presence, to sail in the moment, to react by the winds, by the weather, to my next partner who is standing next to me and maybe making a mistake, I just see it because I'm present in a moment, I can react. And I can interact, and that's what I've learned on the sea. Be patient, listen carefully, and if you're not able to, there is somebody else who takes care for you. And I don't have a lot of money right now, but I'm pretty sure my future will be great because I'm connected and I can rely on people like everybody. You can also rely on that. And that there will be always somebody who picks you up, who, if you are in a moment, not be able to move by yourself. And also, there's always a hand to hold on, and there's also the ship to hold on. One hand for yourself, one hand for the ship. So I grab to the ship, and I work on the ship, and I also work for myself. So it's all connected. Yeah, that's what I've learned. Okay, good question. Now I got If there's something else you want to add, or what comes into your mind?
Yeah, I would like to go back to the word playing. This is what we try to learn to do, because Friedrich Schiller, I mentioned already, he said, if you don't learn to play, then you don't live as a human being. So a human being really should know how to play and should work in this style. And this is the same like Jesus said, become like the children because they know how to do. Yeah, this is, I think, a very beautiful view, and we try to build up the whole project as a sculpture. We call it social sculpture. We are the actors and we are also the directors in the same moment, and we have to know in what part I'm. In this moment when I talk, I'm the actor and the director, and if my wife start talking, then I'm the listener and the learner, what she said, and the same to you. And on the boat, you know it very well. If the captain say, go in this direction, then you have to do. But there are also parts in the sailing, you are the director. When you are the cooker, you are the chef. And build up the projects that this can be a learning process. We are actually a school, and through this I already said, we met so nice people, and also we have such a nice team who works in all these details, starting with the farmers, the team in Mexico, our team here, the coffee team, the roaster team. So yeah, we really have happy moments, and of course we have also problems and we also fight, but children also fight. This is also a part of the learning process. If you see it as a school, TEIKEI, then you have maybe the right picture what is behind this project.
Yeah, I'm also very happy working and also living in the team with our young team like Lottie, Marlon, Aunt in the cafe, Aaron, and in the future we will also have our new partner, new team member, new roasters. It's similar as you shared. How do you feel? How do you experience in the community? It's a very similar feeling that because everyone has their own gift, and I could carry my part, which I can contribute. But something like, especially for me, as a Chinese, I don't speak good German yet. English is fine, but many parts of TEIKEI work are carried by our other young team. Jasper, Lottie, Marlon, they do a lot. And it's a very beautiful feeling that you can rely on someone. I do trust that they are doing a very good job. I can just, focus on my part. And this is a very beautiful feeling. And time by time we meet together and then we play together, or even as a meeting, I feel more it's a playing, as Hermann mentioned. Yeah, that's a very beautiful experience to learn together and grow.
Yeah, I would love to add something as well about the sailing. I didn't have a clue in the beginning about sailing. I had no idea how to run a sailing vessel like that with two masts and in a traditional way and just by hand pulling on the lines. And I just learned it across the Atlantic. So it is possible to get into this situation without knowing anything. And then it's up on you what you're making out of it and if you're willing to learn or not. So that's the thing. And then you play with the sails and the waves. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you too.
Thank
you too.
I wish you all the best. We stay connected, I would say.
Yeah, thank you very much, Peggy, for this interview. I like it.
What's happening to TEIKEI? If you want to follow, just type it in. You can follow it via Instagram, via Facebook. They also have a nice homepage. It is teikeicafe.org. You will find everything you need to find out if you want to support the project, or if you just even know somebody who might have an idea how to connect, how to interact. Just feel free to contact them. So have a good one out there. Have a pleasant day and all the best to you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.